Are you good, Sebastian? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Okay.
And you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry about that.
I don't think there's anyone else in the waiting room, Sebastian, if you want to go ahead and get us started.
Yeah, we have everybody?
I think so. It looks like there's about 20, 21 of us in the room.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. So hello everybody, I'm Sebastian. I'm on the Student Assembly Board of Directors. I currently serve as the Director of Membership. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm glad I know I've seen a lot of your names, sent you guys a few emails, but it's glad I'm here to put a face to your name tonight. I'm here with Mackenzie. I'll let her introduce herself next.
Hey everybody, I'm our VP on the Student Assembly Board of Directors. I've been in contact with all of the core ambassadors, so welcome if you're one of the new ones. I'm really excited to work with you guys this year. I think we have a fantastic team, and I think the talents and passions that you all bring to the table are going to be super important and really do great things this year. So thank you for joining if you're one of the new ones, and congratulations. If you're not one of the new ones, it's good to see you and welcome.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, you guys just transitioned into your position. Me and Mackenzie are on a board with, how many of us are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's a 10-person board. Oh, Sebastian, we lost you again. Can't hear you.
Sebastian, can you hear us? Pause.
Sorry, everyone.
March.
I think I've been able to get Sebastian's attention on the chat. Sebastian, you want me to pick up on the agenda? Okay, so I think what we were going to do off the top was, we'd like to have you guys introduce yourselves. So if you wouldn't mind just typing in the chat what state you're from, your position, and what state you're from.
Hello?
Hey, Sebastian.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah, I think you're back.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm like dialed in through my phone. I see you guys have them saying what state they're at.
Yeah.
Everyone's in. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we got, scrolling to the top. Okay, we got North Carolina, Indiana, and North Carolina again. Nice. Georgia, Maryland. Nice. Florida, okay, hometown. I'm from Miami, Florida, in case I just wanted to put that out there. originally from. I go to Ithaca College right now, so I'm up here in New York for the next month. All right, so I just wanted to get to know you guys, so I'm gonna go in order from the very first state that typed in here. I'm just gonna ask you guys, just talk to me about yourself, who you are, what year you are, what position you're on, if you're on SIG, a Corps ambassador, how long you've been serving for, and just whatever comes to mind. Just tell us about yourself. I want everyone here to be pretty comfortable with sharing information with each other. So I'll get us started with North Carolina. So whoever, I know Courtney's Corps ambassador in North Carolina. If you want to speak, feel free to take the floor.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Courtney. I'm the Corps ambassador. I've been the Corps ambassador for the past year for North Carolina. So Ryan, who's also in here, will be taking over shortly. In addition to this, I've also been on the advocacy project committee for North Carolina for our Student SIG with Lucas, who's also in here. I can't remember what all else you said to talk about, but that's a little bit.
No, that was perfect. Just a quick, brief intro, who you are. Appreciate you, Courtney. Indiana.
Hi guys, I am the Corps ambassador from Indiana. I go to Hanover College. It's our first cohort, so that's super exciting for us to be involved with all of this and help with the APTA and getting our students engaged right off the bat. I'm about halfway through my term, I think. So not everything you needed to know.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, Angie. Next is North Carolina again. Lucas, you can speak.
Sure, thanks, Sebastian. Yeah, my name is Lucas. As Courtney mentioned, I was part of the advocacy project committee in my first year at Duke University. And from there, sort of the head of our advocacy project committee is also the vice chair of the North Carolina Student Board. So this past year, I decided to kind of make that transition into the vice chair role. So I've been serving as vice chair for, I want to say, 9 months now. Got about 3 months left, and then we'll transition around September or October. So just happy to be here and happy to connect with all y'all as well. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Lucas. I'm going to move on to Georgia. If anyone from Georgia wants to speak, the floor is yours.
All right, my name is Bo. I'm coming in. This will be my first month eventually. I'm taking over for Nate, who's also on. I got to meet up with him. He told me a lot about what's going to be going on, what I need to do in order to keep Georgia growing within the APTA. First year here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it all.
I'm Nate. I'm the outgoing Corps ambassador for Georgia right now, and yeah, Bo's going to do a great job. Very proud of him. He's going to kill it. Got a good head on his shoulders. Proud to hand it off to him. So that is my spiel.
Thanks, Nate. We're going to move on to Patrick, Maryland.
I think you might be muted, Patrick. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can't really hear you right now. Or you might have sound problems like I did. It's okay.
Hello? We're good? You can hear me? Awesome. So my name is Patrick Liu. I'm originally from Southern Utah, but I'm currently attending the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm serving as their student representative on our SIG, and I'm also the Corps ambassador for Maryland. And I'm a first-year student too. I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything. Thank you. We'll move on to Louisiana.
Okay, hey everybody, I'm Micah. I'm going to be the new Corps ambassador from Louisiana. I'll be taking over Brittany's role. I'm also a second year at Fran U in Baton Rouge, and I believe that's everything.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Sebastian. All right, I'm also from Louisiana, first year student at New Orleans. I think 2 are from Shreveport right now, and I just learned that Micah is from Fran U, so nice to see her. And I just took over, or just got into the SIG as vice president or vice chairman, and looking forward to getting into and learning everything. But I just want to say I'm very surprised you were able to talk that long with no one answering, Sebastian. It was impressive.
Yeah, when you've been on a few of these Zooms, you get used to giving a little minute pause, giving the room time to think. Well, welcome. Thank you for serving, Zach.
Sebastian,
We'll move on.
I'm going to chime in real quick. I am Brittany, so I am the outgoing Corps Ambassador for Louisiana, but I'm also the new Student Special Interest Group Chairman. So I will still be holding a leadership position in Louisiana, along with Micah and Zach. So super excited. Very nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too. We're gonna move on to North Carolina again. Ryan, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Smith. I'm a second year student at Wingate University and right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll be the incoming Corps Ambassador for North Carolina, taking over Courtney's role. I'm just really excited to be here, and it's nice to meet everybody.
Thank you. We are going to move on to Dani, Florida.
Hi, everybody. My name is Dani Randar. I am a second year student at the University of North Florida, which is in Jacksonville, so not too far from Bo and Nate in Georgia. And I'm originally from South Carolina, but I've been here for about 4 years now. And I'm also on our advocacy committee in Florida. And I don't think that our vice chair is in the call yet, but she should be coming in shortly. But her name is Emily Ross. So keep your eye out in the waiting room for her. But really glad to meet everybody.
Thank you, Dani. Do you know if there's any other Floridians in here other than myself and you?
Not that I can see.
Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to New York.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt. I'm the SIG president for New York, and I go to SUNY Upstate, and I'm a third year currently. Finishing up soon, coming up at the end of May.
Nice, thank you. We'll move on to South Dakota.
What's up, guys? I'm Austin. I'm the Corps Ambassador for South Dakota. I am a second year student at the University of South Dakota, and I'm taking over for no one as far as I'm aware, so we're learning the ropes here.
Thank you. Hey, I'm new to my position as well, so I'm learning the ropes every day. You're not alone. Just literally learning new things today, so appreciate you sharing, Austin. I kind of lost my place here. Missouri. Is Abigail still on the call?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I'm from Missouri. I'm actually the student chair for the Academy of Pediatrics, student and new professional special interest group. And I just got elected here in February, so I'm being transitioned into that role currently.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. I think we spoke to Zach and Nate. We'll go to Virginia next.
Hi guys, my name is Barz. I'm currently the incoming SIG chair for Virginia. I go to school at Marymount University. I'm a first year there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to working with everyone, and thank you to everyone who helped schedule this meeting.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I love the name, by the way. We're going to move
Appreciate
on
it.
to Texas.
Hi guys, I'm Megan. I'm president of the Texas Student Physical Therapy Association, which is our student special interest group. And I go to UT Southwestern Medical Center here in Dallas.
Thank you. We'll move on to Minnesota.
Hi there, I'm Mara. I'm one of the co-chairs for the Minnesota SIG. My other co-chair is taking her boards right now. I'm a third year and I will be helping the new co-chairs come in June. So I'll just be happy to relay any important information. This is my second year on SIG and I'm also involved in our state government affairs committee in Minnesota.
Thank you for sharing. Good luck to your friend. We have Mackenzie just took her test, so fingers crossed, right? We'll be moving on to Connecticut.
Hi, everybody. My name is Matt. I'm one of the co-chairs for the Connecticut Student Special Interest Group. I'm originally from New Jersey, and I'm a first year at the University of Hartford in Connecticut.
Thank you for sharing. We'll move on to Molly.
Oh, hi, I'm Molly. I'm one of the Academy of Pelvic Health SIG directors. I'm a third year at Ithaca College as well. And yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Thank you for sharing, Molly. Molly and I go to the same school, so we're literally just in class with her. But all right, thank you everybody for speaking, just sharing, I'm glad I got to put a face and a voice to everyone's name who I've been emailing. For the next portion of this meeting, it'll segue into what this meeting is actually about. I want to give everyone a chance to talk about one student event initiative that either your SIG is planning, has planned, or has planned. For example, our Sabad, we have, where do we even start? We have a lot of things coming up. We have a APTA student social on the 22nd at 7 p.m. I'm pretty sure this social is on mental health. Mackenzie, Lisa, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. As a board, we've been trying to come up with new ways to promote our financial solution center, specifically FitBucks, which is a new program that APTA is working with. We've been sitting with the CEO, Joseph Brinke, and just coming up with ideas on how to promote this financial solution center. Not only that, but FitBucks specifically to our students, to our members, so it's something that you can utilize as a student and as a graduate PT. So we're just coming up with ways to implement that. We have the APTA Value Talk with UNC. I don't know if any of you UNC people are familiar, North Carolina people are familiar with the APTA Value Talk. And another thing we got going on is we are reviewing applications for the Outstanding Student Awards. So those are some of the things that we're working on. I know a lot of you guys have just transitioned into these positions, so don't feel obligated to just come up with something if there's nothing going on. Just talk about any plans you have or anything you like that your SIG or chair did. I mean, SIG or core ambassador did before. I guess I'll go in the same order. I'll start back from the top. I'm sorry, North Carolina, you guys were the first ones to write in, so we'll start with you.
No worries.
And it doesn't have to be a specific person to talk, whoever wants to speak. If you both want to speak, if there's multiple people, you all can speak. It's up to you guys.
Sounds good. Thanks, Sebastian. I'll speak for North Carolina here. Our big SIG event actually just occurred at the end of March, where we put on a student conclave. I don't know if y'all other states do that as well, but it's sort of a 1-day student conference where presentations are all designed for students, and it's an event or a way to connect with other students in PT school across the state. We this year had a big initiative to include PTA students in the event as well. So that was a whole project committee that sort of planned that day. However, as the advocacy project committee, we also restructured our national advocacy dinner to fit in with this student conference as well. So we did a panel and a 2-hour long sort of session during the conference of sort of policy and advocacy related issues to make a physical therapist more like a primary care provider. So we had a lot of clinicians come out and a lot of engagement with that event as well. I think in total there was about 120 participants for that event all across the state, which is really great. So that was sort of our main thing. And from this point on, we're planning smaller events, more low key, but most of our efforts up until March were dedicated towards that student conclave event. So overall, I would say a success. It was also our first in-person conference since they had one in 2020 actually, in like March 1st or something like that, but 2021 was online. So it was cool to bring it back in person.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing. We'll move on to Indiana. Oh, sorry. If there's anybody else from North Carolina wants to speak, feel free, but I'm guessing there's not. So we can go on to Indiana. Sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, you're good. Can you guys hear me okay? Cool. They were doing some construction, so I was switching to my headphones. We actually just had our national advocacy dinner this past weekend. So this week we're just sort of taking a breath. As far as I know, our student SIG is not on here today, but they are working on putting together the student conclave for the fall, both of which our NAD was in person, again, first time since COVID happened. Yay, went off great. We're also planning on having the student conclave in person as well. We're hoping to put it in a different district than the NAD so we can get students from other areas more involved and just increase access that way. As far as I know, that's all we have going on at this current moment.
Thank you for sharing. North Carolina again, but Lucas just shared with us. So we'll move on to Georgia.
Yeah, am I unmuted? Can you hear me?
If there's anybody from Georgia.
Can you hear me right now? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, so we also just had our national advocacy dinner. How we did it was we had one main event that I hosted at my school, but we encouraged other schools to host their own dinner, and then the presentation was live over Zoom. So we were able to partner up with a PTA program that's, we're in Atlanta, but the PTA program was in Savannah, which was pretty cool. So it was like across the state. And then that recording was, or the meeting was recorded and then distributed to other programs for them to use at their own dinners, because a lot of them wanted to pick a different date. As far as the actual night, I'm lucky enough at my program to have both the federal affairs liaison and then the chair of our state legislative day, as well as some people who are nationally active, come to speak at our dinner. So it was great. We really focused on just student involvement and how things going on will affect you and will affect your future practice and why it's important to get involved. So it was a very, very good discussion. Outside of that, our student SIG, or we call it Student Focused Interest Network, their board has been in the process of elections for the new incoming board for the past month or so. And we also have some big statewide events at the APTA level, APTA Georgia level, rather, coming up this month. So we don't really have a ton of student events going on, but we also do a student conclave in the fall. And the planning for that usually kicks off in the summer. And as far as, we also do student ran residency fairs.
Nice, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. We will move on to Maryland.
So for Maryland, we are in the early works of planning for a social event in June, and then we'll be having a national advocacy dinner in July. Still in the early works of figuring out all the details and logistics of it, but hopefully we can kind of get this started. And I know for Maryland in particular, our board from last year, it kind of fizzled out, and I think the year before, ever since COVID hit. So we're just kind of starting things from scratch and figuring things out as we go.
Thank you. We will move on to Louisiana.
I'll talk about, so as the outgoing core ambassador, we kind of just had our student conclave in March, and we had it at our APTA APTA Louisiana spring meeting. And that's when we did elections for the new student special interest group board. So I was elected president, and then Zach's on here with vice president. And then Micah, who's the new core ambassador, just transitioned as well. So we have a lot of ideas on the table, but being that we all kind of just transitioned into new positions, you know, we're kind of in the works of getting all that kind of started. If anybody else wants to speak on my behalf, y'all can.
Thank you, Brittany. I know we call North Carolina again, but if anybody wants to add or has anything else to say, you're more than welcome to. I'll give you about. If not, we will move on to Florida.
All right. So we had in February, we had our student conclave, and so we couldn't have our transition meeting with the former board until towards middle of March, but we have a couple of things in the works right now. But in May, so one of the things that we've kind of identified as something that needs a little more attention is PTA involvement and retention. So we're trying to create have a couple meetings directed directly towards PTA students. So our first one is going to be in May, and we're inviting a PTA speaker to come and talk about sort of navigating and kind of curating a relationship in the workplace between PTs and PTAs. So that's happening May 26th. Then in June, we are hosting our National Advocacy Dinner, which Florida being as big as it is, it can take 10 hours to get from Miami to Tallahassee. So we're planning on doing ours on Zoom. And then the last event, which is really one of our most exciting, and it gets a lot of involvement throughout the state, is called Battle of the Brains. This doesn't happen until the fall semester, but basically there's two competitions. One is a PTA oriented competition, one is a PTA competition, and they use NPTE questions. It's live streamed. We have a panel of judges who are board certified in whatever specialty, and it's a lot of fun. So I would highly recommend considering that if you're looking for an event. But those are the three that we have on our board right now.
Dani, thank you for sharing. And you mentioned PTA, just retention, and one of the biggest part of this meeting is for that, like, to connect all you guys and get everyone to just on the same page. And one of the things us as a board talked about was PTA just underrepresentation. So like the fact that that's something that you're working on as well, we should definitely collaborate on that. And I just wanted that to be the overarching theme of this meeting, is intercollaboration between states, really. So thank you very much for sharing. I think next is New York.
Right. So for the SIG, our main thing we've been doing this past month, we've created a team for all of APTA New York for the One Love Foundation's Move for Love event. And that's just a big event that they do to raise awareness for relationship abuse and just educate students, just really anyone on healthy relationships. So we've been just accumulating a bunch of miles for that and fundraising for that. We've got a really good turnout. we got students from all across the state, but not only students we have PTs, PTAs, SBTs, SPTAs, just a bunch of different faculty members from our different programs and everything like that. So we've been doing really well. Right now we're second overall nationwide for miles accumulated. So, and we have about, I think it's like 5 more days left. So we're hoping to finish out strong. But that's been our main focus this last month.
Matthew, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Next is South Dakota.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm new in this position and there was no one here before me, so we haven't really had any events, but listening carefully for any good ideas you guys want to toss out there. So
thank you, and welcome. Yeah, pick up on any of these ideas you hear. Missouri.
So yeah, like I said, I'm really representing the Academy of Pediatrics more so than Missouri group. I don't think there's any Missouri student leaders on this call, unless I missed them. There's. I don't know.
I don't think we do, but you can go ahead and share, Abigail.
Our student conclave is normally in the fall, so I'm sure they're planning that. I'm honestly not super involved with that board, so I'm not sure where they are in that process. But then on the pediatric side, some things to look out for, because it'll apply across all states, is we've developed a mentor-mentee program for those interested in joining pediatrics after graduation, so they're paired with a new professional. So if you have members of your state that are interested in pediatrics, it's a really cool program, and connects them with mentors across the country. And then the other thing that we're working on restarting is a journal club for kind of the same reason, just to get more exposure to that pediatric content while you're a student. So that's also virtual. We're working on getting the task force together for that right now. So that should be coming out in the next couple months. If you have students that are interested in pediatrics, the best way is to just prescribe to the Academy of Pediatrics newsletter. All this stuff is sent out weekly. And then the last thing that we're kind of working on is a clinical theater task force. So similar to how you have case presentations in school, it's just giving more opportunities for those more unique pediatric conditions that maybe aren't talked about in the entry-level DPT curriculum.
Okay, thank you. I think we hit Louisiana again. I can't really remember. You guys know if we did. I think we did. If not, forever hold your peace. Georgia, I believe we spoke to already. Yes. Next would be Virginia. Barz.
All right, hey guys. I'm currently the incoming SIG president. So we haven't been too involved with the previous year's event, so I'm not exactly too sure what occurred last year. However, what we're working on right now is planning the fall summit for this year. So the APTA fall summit is occurring at Emory and Henry College in Virginia, and we've been really scheduling and booking speakers for the student portion of this event. So some speakers that we've booked are actually Joseph from FitBucks, who's going to be talking about the financial aspect for students and postgraduates. And then we're also going to be going over an ethics grand round. And we also have a speaker from the APTA House of Delegates coming to talk to us. So that's what we're currently planning right now.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we actually got a chance, Mackenzie and I, Lisa as well, to speak with Joseph Brinke, I think is how you pronounce his last name, from FitBucks. He has a lot of financial information to share, so definitely tune into those conversations and listen to them. I think next we have is Texas.
Yeah, so in Texas, we have a few things that we're doing. So we've been working on doing pre-physical therapy club outreach to some of the undergraduate universities in Texas to try to let them know about what the APTA is and TPTA. And that's been a really cool experience of either having someone go physically there or having virtual meetings and just kind of getting the word out to some of those younger people. So that's been really fun. We have an event that's coming up next month that is a virtual event to help some of the student members learn more about how emotion goes from discussion on the hub to being a motion in the House of Delegates. So we'll have one of our Texas chief delegate be giving a presentation on that to students and also opening it up to a platform for students to be able to express some of the ideas that they have about advocacy as well. We have just started a student journal club for Texas. So that's kind of brand new. We're starting that next week. So it'll probably be small numbers to begin with, but we're excited to try to encourage that delving into articles on a consistent basis with students. And another thing we're working on is providing free headshots, professional pictures for student members in our respective areas. So primarily the DFW area, so the colleges UNT, TWU, and UT Southwestern that are in those areas. So yeah, that's what we're working on right now.
Thank you for sharing.
Sebastian, can you hear me? We can't hear you. You want me to go ahead and launch into the community tutorial? Yes, okay. Hopefully Sebastian can get his audio squared away. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa McLaughlin. I'm on staff here at APTA. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone can hear me okay? Yeah, okay, cool. So I've been on staff for about 20 years. And part of the focus of the work that I do is to work with student leaders in all capacities. So I work really closely with the student board of directors, which is super fun, and you know, get to know our core ambassadors through them. And now, since the student board has made connections in the last couple of years with our SIG leaders to our core ambassadors to our student board, you know, the students that I have access to and am able to connect with has gotten bigger. So that's all good stuff. So while I finish my intro, if you can, if you're on a computer or device that allows you, if you guys can go ahead and open apta.org in the background, so maybe split your screen and have me on one half and apta.org on the other. I'm going to walk you through some things. I'm going to share my screen and walk you through some things, but it might be helpful at certain points during my talk to just be able to be on your own page and click around the community that I'm going to show you. We've got people knocking on my door here. So what we have on apta.org, if you're not already familiar, is what we call the APTA Hub. And that's basically our catch-all place on our website for what we call communities. So these are spaces for focused groups within APTA to kind of have a place to discuss and to share resources. We do have many of our communities are accessible to all members. So if you're, by virtue of being a member of APTA, you automatically have access to our House of Delegates community. You already have access to a community that we call component leaders. So even though it sounds like it's kind of exclusive, there are resources and information there that we make available to all members. And then based on how those communities are set up, you can interact in various ways. So last year, the student board asked if we could set up a community called Student Leaders. And this is exclusive to our core ambassadors, right, who are appointed by the student board, and our SIG leaders who are elected or appointed at the chapter level. So, that whole group of students along with the board has access to this community I'm about to show you. If you are kind of a soon to be outgoing core ambassador or SIG leader, I worked with Sebastian and Mackenzie this week on updating our database. So you may have lost access to this community. So basically on the back end, I have a way to code each of you in our member database as either a core ambassador or a SIG leader, and then that gives you access to the community. So if you can't see the community that I'm talking about, don't panic. You can send me an email or send Sebastian an email and we can see what the deal is on our end. But if you're outgoing in the next few weeks, I may have already inputted your successor into the system. So that may be why you've lost access. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now. And just kind of, hopefully you guys are seeing the homepage of apta.org. Sebastian, Mackenzie, if you guys can kind of be my eyes and my ears and keep an eye on the chat, that would be great. But this is apta.org. I'm already logged in. But basically to get to our communities, just click this menu button in the top left, and then under the APTA and you will see APTA Hub online communities. You'll need to log in. And hopefully this won't take too long. And then this is the APTA Hub. It looks the same, this page looks the same for all of our members. You can see who our latest users are and just kind of hover over everyone's picture, get their name, get their information. But usually what I do is just click right into the communities from here. Now, these are all of the communities I have access to because I'm on APTA staff, and staff has access to just about every community that there is. So my list is probably going to be a lot bigger than yours. But as I mentioned earlier, every one of you, when you log into the community, should see our House of Delegates community. You should all see the community that we built for you, which is called Student Leaders. So I'm going to click on the Student Leaders community and just kind of give you guys a sense of what it looks like, what it feels like, and most importantly, how we use it and what the experience will feel like for you on the user's end. So when you open up the community, most of our communities are kind of set up the same way. We have what we call forums. So in that gray area is kind of like one section of your community called forums. And we have set up 2 for this group. We can set up an infinite number of forums, but for this group, we have one that's called updates and we have one that's called discussions. And this is where we're going to spend most of our time tonight because it's these 2 forums that we use to communicate out to you all. And it's also a way that you all can communicate with each other. So first, student leader updates. This is an area where me or any member of the student board can post information to you. So it's basically really just has a push functionality. So it's us pushing information out to you. The hope is that you all can take whatever information that you feel is relevant or that you feel is helpful and spread it to the students in your states and in your networks. So for example, we've got some information about national advocacy dinners there. We'll have information about, CSM, about student events at our national meetings, and we will put all of that here. Whatever we put on this updates forum is automatically pushed to your email. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So I am going to just kind of create a test message. I hope I don't choke too badly while you guys are watching me type. So I'm typing a message and I'm going to go ahead and post the thread. And you all should receive that in your email that we have on file for you in our member database. So what I'm going to do in a second is flip to my email so that I can show you how it's going to look in your inbox once it's sent. So I'm going to reshare my screen and go to my inbox. And you can see here that it's a message from me. There's a prefix that says it's from the student leadership community, and you can see the subject line there. All you have to do is double click it like you would any other email and read the information. You can reply to these messages, but I'm the only one who will see it. So if you have a question about something that I've posted, you can certainly hit reply. You do not have to go into the community to engage in these updates that are posted, but you can hit reply and ask whatever question that you have at that point, and we'll receive it through email and on the community. So hopefully that's not too complicated. Again, the updates are information that we're pushing out to you. So it's things that we really hope that are helpful for you, the students in your state, and absolutely information that you can grab and put in your newsletters or post to social media, you know, however you all think would be most helpful to kind of share that information. Any questions about the updates forum before I move on to discussions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do we turn the email notifications on?
It's automatic. So if you didn't receive that message that I just posted as a test, in the email that we have on file for you in our member database, it might have gone to your spam.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of a frequent occurrence with members engaging. So you know, just kind of have your system recognize those types of messages. But it's automatic. You do not have to subscribe. You don't have to turn it on. By virtue of me coding you as a SIG leader or a core ambassador in our member database, anything that's posted to updates is automatically pushed to your email. So if you don't see it, just let me know and I can kind of help you work through that.
I have a question because I don't see the student community on my APTA page when I go into communities. So I don't know if I need to get my name on a list or something.
Well, you should. I'm pretty sure that I've got you. You're in New York, right, Matthew?
I'm from Connecticut.
Is that the state that you're representing right now as a SIG leader or core ambassador?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, we don't have you in the system yet. So let me take your information down. We've got, well, are you SIG or core ambassador, Matthew?
SIG.
Okay. So it's not Grace.
So Grace is one of my co-chairs.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, let me write that down real quick.
Thank you.
Sure. So I'll get you coded in our system. Matthew, you'll probably have access tomorrow. All right. Anyone else questions before I share my screen again and keep going? All right, I see people saying they didn't get an email. Go ahead, and I'm going to put my Mackenzie. Do you mind putting my APTA email in the chat, and everyone can reach out to me through there if you feel like.
I haven't gotten it yet either, and I know I get them, so it just may be.
It could be a delay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, I will put your email.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you think after a little while you still haven't received the message, just go ahead and reach out to me, and we can work on it. All right, so I'm going to go back to the student leaders community. Am I back in the community, Mackenzie?
Yes, you are good to go.
Okay, so we just went over the updates forum, which again is information that we're pushing out to you. Another forum that we have set up that all of you can use and all of you can post to is this discussions area. So this really is basically a message board. So if you all, any of you on this call have a question, want to survey the students on this group, want information, want advice, anything, you can post it here. And it's really easy to do. You just kind of come into the community, click on the header for student leader discussions, and all of you should see this little plus sign right here to add a thread. Sebastian and I played around a little bit with this earlier today, and I sent a test message. Again, once you post this, it is pushed straight to everyone's email, and you can interact with the entire thread solely in your email. So again, you don't have to come to the community. You can just hit reply in your email, and it will send the message back to all the users in email and also be archived on the community when you come back to it later. The caveat with discussions is that you do have to subscribe to this. So this is where, if you guys wouldn't mind toggling back to your community and going into student leader discussions, if you have access, and you should see in the vertical menu, the vertical icon menu, an envelope. Click that envelope and a window should open to ask you how often you want to receive messages. You can receive them right as they're posted. You can kind of get a compilation of them on a daily basis or a weekly basis. But this particular forum, you do have to subscribe to in order to interact. You know, I can't express enough how excited we are for all of you to use this as a resource. So, you know, to bounce ideas off of each other, to share information. You know, if you guys have something super cool going on at the state level that you think all students could benefit from, go ahead and put it in the, you know, create a discussion thread and share it with everyone. We could pick it up here at APTA and kind of, you know, put it in our resource bin as well. So anything, you know, that you guys can interact with each other on, share, get feedback from each other. We really, really do encourage you all to use this and to interact with it. So any questions about the discussions forum, the updates forum, any of it? So again, updates you do not have to subscribe to. Those are automatically sent to you. Discussions you do have to subscribe to. Okay, I'm going to share that screen one more time. Just because I wanted to show you our resource forum, the file library. So these are just resources that we loaded into the community last year. You know, just trying to come up with things that we thought could be fun for you all. It certainly is not comprehensive at this point. If you all think that there are resources that could be here that aren't, we'd love that feedback. But we thought a reading corner might be kind of fun for this group. You know, for you all to post TED Talks that you think are cool, or podcasts, books, articles, anything like that. You know, the recordings of these meetings that you all are going to have, hopefully there'll be, you know, a regularly scheduled meeting, can go here. Contact information, you know, all of the rosters that we keep for you all, and any other APTA resources. So if you want to have a national advocacy dinner, we've got some really good resources posted here. If you want to give a value talk, you've got access to the APTA value talk, information about our financial solutions center. And again, you know, you can use any of this information and share it with the students in your states as well. This isn't just exclusive to this group, but anything and everything that we can do to help you all connect, help you do your serve in your roles easier, you know, provide you with resources. I'm thrilled to do that. We've got the roles and responsibilities document for the core ambassadors. We've got a little toolkit that we put together a couple of years ago, and then a guide for developing a student SIG, which we threw up there in case you guys come across a state who doesn't currently have a student SIG and they're wondering how to form one. We do have a resource for that as well. So again, just kind of drive around the site. I hope you find it really helpful. And if there's anything there that you guys think would be cool to share with each other that's not there, just let me know at any time. Anyone on this call can email me at any time. Really, this is my job. It's what I do at APTA. I'm here to help you serve in your highest and best use. So if you have questions about an APTA initiative, anything, even if it's goes above and beyond what you're kind of talking about at the state level, shoot me an email. I'd love to help you. If I don't know the answer, I can definitely connect you to the person who can help you. So I think that's pretty much it. Sebastian, if there's something, or Mackenzie, if there's something I didn't cover, but I think, shoot me an email if you think that you're not set up to receive the messages, and then use this community. I mean, let's see how robust we can make it. Let's see how valuable we can make it for you all, to keep you all connected and talking. That's pretty much the dream from where I sit, is for this to just be a place where you all can function at a higher level and feel really supported by the national organization.
Lisa, thank you for taking us step by step through that. That's pretty much it for tonight. That's all I had planned. I gave you guys all of our emails. Like Lisa said, feel free to contact us. Everyone in my board, their email is there. Other than that, have a good night. Thank you for joining. We'll keep you guys posted on when the next meeting will, but it was nice meeting all of them. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Lisa, Mackenzie, thank you again.